Originally, I was going to make this video and I was going to make an excuse for my poor performance today, and I realized that that just wasn't what this video should be. I'm going to talk about fatigue in this video and see the central nervous system a little bit. I'll cover a few things, but my main thing is talking about what contributed to poor performance besides just not being 100% there, not having my dialed in today. Although the diet wasn't on point, I think that I overreached yesterday because I woke up and not only was my back sore and my hamstrings sore, but my triceps were sore, and I had no clue why. My shoulders and triceps were fried. My not my rear delts, but I guess they're considered your lateral delt or medial delt or whatever you want to call it, the medial head of the delt. Well, they were all trashed. I tried to warm up to the best of my ability. You can see me doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. It doesn't really make sense. This is just doing something. I don't know. I like to do around the world. This, I was just kind of messing with my elbow position, seeing how it feels, and then just doing a little bit of pressing. So yesterday, with a big overreach on a huge movement for me, deadlifts, I could 100% expect to not be able to make as much progress or not be able to lift as much as I normally would be due to not only normal muscular fatigue in the triceps and shoulder area, but also nervous system fatigue, which made me sluggish all day. It made my muscles not want to fire off the way they should be. It slowed me down. Considering that what I'm doing with the deadlifts has a lot more spinal loading than a normal deadlift or anything else that a lot of people might be doing, it does make sense that I would be more fatigued than I would be from normal deadlift session. As I warmed up today, the light weights felt light, which is to be expected. But as soon as I started to get a little bit heavy, the weights got heavy, and I wasn't able to perform my best today. I only ended up doing 3 sets, and one was one that I completed all 20 reps without re-racking the weight and doing a rest pause. You'll see the video clip cut on my second set. I took about 10 seconds, so I stopped the video and then restarted. When I restarted the video, I ran straight to the bench and finished my set. This set was brutal, but it wasn't the worst set. I actually went to total failure on my last set. On my last set, I actually failed. And I think that maybe one thing that I'm going to start doing when I'm training for this, because you can see that I don't really go past a certain point because it's lockout. I don't really think lockout's a big deal. But, of course, lockout's my weakness. But for some reason, that's the one thing I'm not doing to what I need to be doing it to. Like, I should be practicing the lockout more. That's what I need the most. I'm strong off my chest, but once it gets to about a little over my shoulder, a little over my like 90 degrees in my elbow joint, I fail. I just fucking throw my form out the window. It's terrible. Sorry about the profanity. This set I haven't watched. I only watched my last set where I literally failed and had to get get the weight off me. But I assume I didn't lock out to the fullest. I like to keep as much weight on my triceps as possible. You can see that I'm still not really touching my chest all that much. It is extremely hard to touch your chest on this bench because if you're staying super tight, you have to pull your chest to the bar and you have to have a wider grip so your shoulders don't get in the way, so your arms don't have to travel down as much. I think that not only is the bench itself, like the bench, gonna make me stronger and improve my lift, but I think that the actual training itself is also really improving my tricep strength and my pec and shoulder strength, mainly triceps. But in the video that I showed my max bench, you can see that right now I really need the triceps to get stronger. This is my first rest pause set. This was these sets were the hardest sets I've ever done. I felt like I was going to fail every time I touched the bar. My arms were like destroyed. I had to shake them out, get back on the bench, go again, shake them out, get back on the bench, go again. And every time I had to unrack the bar, it was terrible. This was when I resumed that set. I felt like my arms were falling off at this point. And of course, I failed my last set, so I had to do some sort of punishment or something to make that up. So what I did was something Julius Maddox called he called it a Julius press, but it's like a mix between a piston press and something else. So what you do is you go into the mid to bottom range of a push-up and you do a really short range and you go up and down a bunch. And then after you do that and burn out the muscles, you then do full push-ups as fast as you can from floor to lockout. So that's what I did, and it was excruciating. I did that, and then what I did was I went to, I don't know if it's politically correct, but I call them like girl push-ups, because a lot of girls do push-ups on their knees because they don't have the capability or upper body development to do them on their feet. When I say a lot of girls, I'm not trying to be political or anything. I'm just saying like a lot of the girls in my schools haven't been able to do real push-ups. So when they do that, when you do that, you're able to put even more stress on your triceps after they've failed doing normal push-ups. I tried to get my arms up in the air to let the blood flow out because lactic acid builds up really fast. I'm not going to make excuses because this was a poor session. And I know it was. It'll get better. I promise. I'll deal with it. But in the future, I will do my best to not fail a set. Next week, I will be doing the same weight. So here are those piston presses I was talking about, or whatever you want to call them. Usually just up and down in that bottom range. I don't even know what the hell it does, but it does something. But now I'm just cranking out push-ups. Not fully locking out, which I should be. They're just push-ups. Might just be because I did this 15 seconds after I ended that video, because I unloaded the weights as fast as I could. But here I am, just absolutely annihilating my triceps, struggling to finish the reps. I couldn't even get up on my own. And once I got to my knees, I realized that there was another variation. I was able to do girl push-ups if I wanted to. And all I was trying to do was just keep the weight on my triceps. I couldn't even do the girl push-ups. That's how burnt out I was. And then I went over there just to try to see if I could get my triceps to work. No, then they gave up on me. Next week, I'm going to be doing 145 again. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to make sure that this upcoming Monday I get my training done. And this upcoming Friday, my squat training is going to be a lot lighter. And the deadlifts to this week are probably going to be 275 to 315. Assuming that I still have DOMs, I probably won't be able to lift too much more than that at this point in time.